our new Texas Ag Commissioner, Sid Miller, joining us on the Valley's Morning News. Happy New Year, Commissioner. Thanks for joining us on the show. First off, that cute little press release that came out this week on you pardoning cupcakes across the state of Texas. Can you please explain?
Well, as I campaign across the state, and most people are not aware that the Texas Department of Agriculture administers 12 nutritional programs, the largest being the school nutritional program, school lunch program, school breakfast program. So when people found that out, they would just light into me because they couldn't bring cookies to school for the birthday parties or different celebrations or cupcakes. So we set the cupcakes free. It's all about freedom. We're not trying to force feed kids cupcakes, but we are allowing local control and more freedom and trying to.
Okay, let's take a step back. Who set that rule? Who declared that edict? When? Where? Who?
That was in 2004, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Under Susan Combs' administration, it was a in-house rule of the Texas Department of Agriculture, and there were several along with it, and we're repealing all of them.
Susan Combs declared cupcakes and cookies for birthdays and celebrations off limits.
That's correct. It was all about.
Say it isn't true. Wow.
Target. Well, it kind of sounds like something somebody watching.
Yes, that's okay.
But it was all about, and very well intentioned. It was aimed at curbing childhood obesity. Yeah. And the fact is, in that 10 years, nothing's changed. It's still the same.
Okay. So it's, lighthearted, but at the same time, this was a policy that was applied at local schools statewide, and if they did not conform, what was at risk? Do you know?
Well, we basically write the checks for all the nutrition programs.
Okay.
Reimburse them. So, but actually, you say it's tongue in cheek. It was, but it's a serious problem. We had 1 million kids opt out of the school lunch program across the United States last year, and we threw away over $1 billion worth of school lunch food.
Aye.
Now that translates into taxpayer dollars. So we're hoping that Congress, they're going to rewrite the school nutritional program this year, every 5 years, and this is the 5th year.
Yeah.
We'll step back and take a look at what they're doing because it is not working.
Well,
you can just eat so much kale and cabbage, We've got to have some food that these kids can eat and not, we don't need to be throwing it away.
Okay, give me an example of what you think would be popular with kids that we could put back on the menu and put it in their tummy instead of the trash can.
Well, every once in a while, maybe once a week, a few French fries. It's not going to kill them. Would be nice, but the Texas Department of Agriculture, in addition to cupcakes, banned all deep fryers. You can't even have a deep fryer in the cafeteria.
Are those coming back? Did you remove that?
Yeah, we're repealing all those rules.
Okay.
And if they think that's a bad idea, they can not put them back.
They can administer that at the local level.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, understood. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. The previous ag commissioner for Texas, you know what? I'm kind of running out of time. I need to punt over to my colleague. Sid Miller is the new Texas ag commissioner joining us on 710 KURV.
Yeah, Commissioner Tim Sullivan here, and your predecessors have done a lot to promote Texas grown goods, and we see that Texas flag sticker, and we know that it's grown in Texas, and we buy it, and we know it's probably pretty good. What are your plans, maybe to take that a little bit further to promote Texas produce and food across the country?
It has been a great program, and it's called the Go Texan program.
Yeah,
we're going to take that to the next level. We're going to have a whole makeover of that whole program, give it a whole new fresh coat of paint. And we're going to expand beyond just marketing Texas agricultural products, throughout the state and throughout our nation. We're actually taking that globally. I've already had a delegation of 7 dignitaries from China, sponsored them over here on a trade mission, and we signed an agreement of cooperation and collaboration between the Gansu province of China and the state of Texas. I also have trade missions already scheduled for Malaysia, Taiwan, Cuba.
There we go. That's one thing.
Back to China.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're liking the new
Korea.
Obama administration's normalizing relations with Cuba.
Well, here in Texas, I want everybody to know that Texas agriculture matters. But we've actually been trading with Cuba for quite some time. the trade restriction was basically they had to pay cash. They had to pay prepaid through a third party. That's the restriction that's been lifted. And we'll pursue that, but it's not a large population of people. It's the same as Los Angeles County, except the people in Los
That's pretty
Angeles.
Big, though.
It's pretty
at the
big,
same
but
time.
the difference is the people in Los Angeles County have money and the Cubans don't. So, but it will be a good market. We've been, like I said, been selling rice and grain sorghum, but now we'll be able to sell them some of our used farm equipment, which will be good, and get some of our timber products down there too.
Sid Miller is the new Texas Ag Commissioner, our guest right now on 710 KURV. Commissioner, your predecessor was a proponent, defender of border area ranches and farmers, constantly seeing an incursion, from illegal immigrants and people smugglers and drug smugglers. Is this a passion of yours as well? I mean, do you do a follow-up with all these border ranchers and farmers?
Well, I get it. I served in the House 12 years, and one of my last jobs in the legislature, I was chairman of Homeland Security and Public Safety. We had oversight over the DPS, the Texas Rangers, and securing the Texas border. So I work extensively on that. I work with not only Todd Staples, but Steve McCraw, the head of our DPS, and I've already established those relationships with those ranchers down there and border sheriffs. And while I was in office, we reconstituted the Texas Navy and put the boats on the river down there with the 6 machine gun turrets.
We sure could use a few more boats down here.
Well,
Commissioner,
they're coming.
Okay,
they're coming.
All right. Is that part of the legislative priority to try to get the funding for that?
Well, we are. We have all statewide, newly elected statewide officials this time, and every one of them, without exception, has pledged to put more money into securing our border. So, yeah, I think the answer to your question is yes.
What does the Agriculture Department have to do with that, though?
Well, actually a lot, because, we have our winter garden area down there where y'all are, where we, enormous amount of citrus and vegetable production, and you just come right up the river, and there's some vast ranches and farms all the way up, all the way up to El Paso. Well, when a farmer rancher fears for his life, some of them won't even go on their property, and you guys know this. It's really bad. Those cartels are ruthless. It has a lot to do with agriculture and protecting those family farms.
Commissioner, thanks for your time. We'll keep in touch. Sid Miller, new Texas Ag Commissioner, joining us on 710 KURV.